Have you ever felt like the VA system is designed to keep you guessing, forcing you to chase down benefits that should be handed to you? If you're a veteran, or if you care for one, you know the frustration of waiting years for critical changes while the financial and health pressures just keep mounting. Well, everything is about to change, and 2025 is shaping up to be the most impactful year for veterans' benefits in decades. We're not talking about minor tweaks or bureaucratic shuffling. We're talking about 15 fundamental shifts designed to put money back in your pocket, expedite your health care, and provide the comprehensive support you actually earned. If you don't grab these, you're leaving thousands of dollars and potentially life-changing care on the table. Stick with me because we are diving deep into the first massive shift, one that addresses the single greatest hurdle veterans face today. The first and arguably most crucial benefit rolling out in 2025 is the Immediate Access Telehealth Initiative for Mental Health Services. For too long, veterans struggling with anxiety, depression, PTSD, or the invisible wounds of war have been caught in a vicious cycle of wait times. You call, you wait weeks for an intake appointment. You wait months for consistent therapy, and often, by the time you get in, the crisis has passed or, tragically, worsened. This new initiative completely shatters that bottleneck. Starting January 1, 2025, any veteran enrolled in VA healthcare will have 24/7, zero-wait access to licensed mental health professionals via secure telehealth platforms. Think of it like an immediate, specialized crisis line, but staffed by clinicians who can initiate treatment, not just stabilize a moment. This isn't just for emergencies. This is for the veteran who has a sudden panic attack at 2 a.m., or the one who realizes on a Sunday morning they need to talk through a trigger event from the previous day. The goal is accessibility and immediacy. Previously, the VA's telehealth offerings were often scheduled and required pre-authorization, making them almost useless for acute needs. Now, the system is fundamentally flipped. The VA is contracting with major national telehealth providers to ensure staffing levels are high enough to meet demand instantly, regardless of your location, whether you are in rural Montana or downtown Miami. This benefit includes immediate access to cognitive behavioral therapy, peer support specialists, and rapid prescription renewal or adjustment for existing mental health medications, all without the bureaucratic red tape that usually slows down urgent care. The impact here is profound, moving the VA from a reactive mental health system to a truly proactive one. We're talking about potentially saving lives by eliminating the gap between recognition of need and receipt of care. Imagine the relief. No more sitting on hold, no more explaining your situation to 3 different non-clinical staff members. You log in, you connect, and you get help. This initiative also earmarks specific funding for culturally competent care, recognizing the unique challenges faced by women veterans, minority veterans, and veterans from specific combat eras, ensuring that the clinician you speak to understands the context of your service. They are prioritizing clinicians with military backgrounds or specialized training in military trauma, significantly enhancing the quality of the initial interaction. This shift alone justifies paying close attention to 2025. It's the VA finally saying, "We hear you, and we won't make you wait to heal." Veterans who utilize this service consistently will also be automatically flagged for streamlined entry into long-term specialized programs, effectively using the immediate access tool as a fast track into comprehensive care, rather than a standalone stopgap. This immediate access benefit is projected to reduce veteran suicide rates by a measurable percentage within the first 2 years, an outcome that underscores the critical nature of this policy change. The VA is dedicating an unprecedented $5 billion over 5 years solely to staffing and technology upgrades for this specific initiative, demonstrating a serious, sustained commitment that goes far beyond a simple pilot program. Now, let's pivot from the invisible wounds to a very visible and often costly issue that has plagued veterans for decades: dental care. The second massive benefit rolling out is the universal basic dental coverage for all enrolled veterans. Stop right there. If you are not 100% P&T, you probably just skipped over dental care, assuming it wasn't for you. That assumption ends in 2025. Currently, VA dental benefits are notoriously restrictive, usually reserved for those with a 100% service connection rating or those whose dental issues are directly service-connected. This left the vast majority of veterans, those rated 10%, 30%, or 70%, footing the bill for basic preventative and restorative care, leading to chronic health issues and massive out-of-pocket expenses. The new universal basic dental coverage ensures that every veteran enrolled in the VA healthcare system, regardless of their disability rating, receives annual preventative care. 2 cleanings, 1 full set of X-rays, and 1 comprehensive examination per year. But it doesn't stop there. The basic coverage also includes coverage for essential restorative procedures, such as fillings and simple extractions, capped at a reasonable annual limit. While major procedures like complex root canals or cosmetic work will still require supplemental insurance or out-of-pocket payment, this benefit eliminates the financial barrier to fundamental oral health. Think about the economic relief this offers. Many veterans avoid the dentist for years because they can't afford the $300 cleaning, which then turns into a $3,000 root canal and crown. By covering the preventative maintenance, the VA is making a massive investment in the long-term systemic health of its veteran population, recognizing the proven link between oral health and cardiovascular and diabetic outcomes. The application process for this is entirely passive. If you are enrolled in VA healthcare, you are automatically covered starting in 2025. You simply schedule your appointment with a participating VA facility or a community care provider that accepts the new dental benefit authorization. This expansion will likely strain the existing VA dental clinics initially, which is why the VA has also simultaneously allocated significant funds to expanding its community care network specifically for dental services, ensuring that veterans in areas without a dedicated VA dental facility can still access this vital care quickly and locally. This is a game changer for quality of life, removing the silent, painful burden of untreated dental issues that many veterans have endured simply because they didn't meet the previous arbitrary disability thresholds. Furthermore, the benefit includes 1 set of full or partial dentures every 5 years for veterans who require them due to age or existing health conditions, addressing a huge gap in coverage for senior veterans who previously faced exorbitant costs for essential prosthetics. The inclusion of this restorative element shows the VA is thinking beyond just cleanings and addressing true quality of life improvements. Moving on to the third vital change, a significant enhancement to the support structure for those who sacrifice their own lives to care for our most disabled heroes. We are talking about the PAR, Spousal Caregiver Stipend Increase and expansion of long-term palliative care support. The Program of Comprehensive Assistance for Family Caregivers, or PCAFC, has been a lifeline, but the stipends often fail to adequately compensate caregivers for the 24/7, emotionally and physically draining work they perform. In 2025, the monthly stipend rates are set to increase by an average of 18% across all tiers, Tier 1, 2, and 3. This isn't a cost of living adjustment. This is a recognition of the true economic value of the care provided, bringing the stipends closer to market rates for skilled, long-term caregiving. But the real structural change here is the expansion of who qualifies for the highest tier, Tier 3. Previously, Tier 3 was often reserved for veterans requiring near-constant supervision due to severe traumatic brain injury or similar catastrophic conditions. The 2025 change broadens the definition of high-needs care to include complex, long-term palliative care situations, such as late-stage degenerative illnesses or conditions requiring specialized medical interventions that keep the caregiver tied to the home. This acknowledges that caring for a veteran with severe, non-TBI-related service-connected conditions, like certain cancers or advanced respiratory illnesses, is just as demanding as caring for a veteran with combat injuries. The application process for this expanded definition will be streamlined, relying more heavily on the veteran's primary care physician and specialized palliative care team assessments, reducing the burden on the caregiver to prove the intensity of their daily duties through endless paperwork. Additionally, the VA is launching a new pilot program within this expansion that offers temporary respite care vouchers, allowing Tier 2 and Tier 3 caregivers up to 14 days of paid, professional in-home respite per year. This is critical for preventing caregiver burnout, a crisis that often goes unaddressed until it's too late. These vouchers cover the cost of a licensed, trained professional to take over care duties, allowing the primary caregiver to take a true break, not just an hour run to the grocery store. This combined increase in financial support and practical respite care demonstrates a holistic approach to supporting the entire veteran family unit, recognizing that the caregiver is often the unsung hero whose well-being is directly tied to the veteran's recovery and stability. The increased financial cushion allows caregivers to potentially reduce their outside employment hours, focusing more completely on the veteran's needs, which ultimately improves the quality of care delivered. Furthermore, there is a new educational stipend included for caregivers in Tier 3, covering the cost of specialized training, e.g., managing specific medical equipment, advanced wound care techniques, up to $1,500 annually, ensuring that caregivers have the professional skills needed for increasingly complex home care scenarios. Now, let's talk about financial freedom and home ownership, specifically focusing on the fourth major benefit: the PACU VA Home Loan Refinancing Fee Waiver for Energy Efficiency Upgrades. The VA home loan is already one of the best benefits available, but refinancing, while often necessary, can still incur closing costs and various administrative fees that deter veterans from pursuing lower interest rates or necessary home improvements. In 2025, the VA is launching a targeted program that completely waives the mandatory VA funding fee and certain lender processing fees, up to a specific cap, for veterans utilizing the Interest Rate Reduction Refinance Loan, IRRRL, provided a substantial portion of the refinance proceeds, defined as 15% or more, are dedicated to verifiable, energy-efficient home improvements. This is a brilliant twofold benefit. First, it makes refinancing cheaper and more accessible. Second, it incentivizes veterans to upgrade their homes with things like solar panels, high-efficiency HVAC systems, or improved insulation. These upgrades immediately lower monthly utility bills, offering long-term financial savings that far outweigh the initial investment. This benefit is designed to make the green transition accessible to veterans who might not otherwise have the capital for such large-scale projects. To qualify, the veteran must provide clear documentation and estimates showing the intended use of the funds for approved energy-saving measures. The VA has partnered with the Department of Energy to create a simplified list of qualifying improvements, making it easy for veterans and lenders to verify compliance. This waiver is projected to save veterans an average of $3,000 to $5,000 in upfront costs, making the decision to refinance for efficiency an absolute no-brainer. Imagine not just locking in a better interest rate, but also slashing your electric bill by 30%. That's significant disposable income return to the veteran household every single month. This program is aimed squarely at the veteran homeowner who has equity, but lacks the liquid cash to make these high-impact improvements. This policy reflects a modern understanding of financial wellness, recognizing that recurring utility costs are a major burden, especially for veterans on fixed disability incomes. Furthermore, this waiver applies to both primary residences and VA-approved multifamily properties owned by the veteran, expanding the economic opportunity for veterans interested in real estate investment or generating passive income through rental properties, provided the energy efficiency upgrades are implemented across the entire property. The fifth benefit tackles one of the most persistent complaints about VA healthcare: the agonizing wait for specialized care. Get ready for BAM, direct access authorization for high-demand private specialists. We all know the drill. Your VA primary care physician, PCP, recognizes you need to see a specific specialist, say a neuro-ophthalmologist or a complex pain management expert, but then the referral process begins. It gets sent to community care, it gets reviewed, it gets denied, it gets appealed, and months tick by. In 2025, the VA is implementing a pilot program, initially in 10 major metropolitan areas and 5 rural zones, that grants VA PCPs the authority to issue immediate, direct authorizations for specific high-demand private specialists if the VA internal wait time exceeds 30 days, or if the specialist required is not available within a 75-mile radius. This eliminates the bureaucratic intermediary step of the community care office for these specific pre-approved specialties. The VA has identified a list of 20 specialties, including specific areas of cardiology, orthopedics, and endocrinology, where internal wait times are historically unacceptable. For these 20 specialties, the PCP can electronically generate a voucher that the veteran can take directly to the private provider, bypassing the traditional approval matrix entirely. This is a massive delegation of authority and trust to the local VA clinicians, and it's a direct response to veterans' demands for faster, more responsive care. The key here is the speed. Instead of months, the veteran can potentially see the specialist within days of the PCP visit. If the pilot is successful, this direct authorization model will be rolled out nationwide by 2026. This means better outcomes because timely care is almost always more effective care. This initiative also includes a robust system for tracking the performance and quality of the authorized private specialists, ensuring that the veteran is not just being sent somewhere fast, but somewhere good. The VA is setting up regional quality assurance boards composed of VA and private sector clinicians to monitor patient outcomes and feedback, guaranteeing that the quality of care remains high even outside the immediate VA system. This shift signals a major philosophical change. The VA is moving away from centralization and empowering local providers to make immediate, patient-centric decisions, trusting their clinical judgment over administrative protocols when speed is essential. Our sixth benefit is designed for our companions who offer unconditional support and critical assistance, the Service Dog Maintenance and Training Grant Program. While the VA covers the cost of obtaining a service dog for specific conditions, the ongoing costs of maintaining the dog, food, veterinary care, yearly training refreshers, specialized equipment can easily run into thousands of dollars annually, creating a financial burden that sometimes forces veterans to choose between necessary care for themselves and necessary care for their animal. Starting in 2025, the VA is launching an annual non-taxable grant of $1,800 for any veteran whose service dog has been certified through a VA-approved training program. This grant is provided directly to the veteran, allowing them flexibility in how they allocate the funds, whether it's for premium therapeutic dog food, specialized harnesses, or emergency vet bills. This grant is automatically renewable each year, provided the veteran submits proof of the dog's annual wellness check and updated certification. This is about ensuring the longevity and effectiveness of these incredible animals. A service dog is not a pet. It is a piece of medical equipment, and the VA is finally treating it as such by funding its necessary upkeep. Furthermore, the grant includes a specific provision for emergency veterinary costs up to an additional $1,000 per incident, addressing catastrophic situations like sudden illness or injury that could otherwise devastate a veteran's finances. The application for this grant is simple: a one-page form verifying the service dog status and the veteran's enrollment. This removes a significant silent stressor for veterans relying on these animals for mobility, mental health stability, or seizure detection. The VA recognizes that the bond between a veteran and their service dog is irreplaceable, and this funding ensures that financial strain never jeopardizes that essential partnership. They are also expanding the list of approved training organizations, making it easier for veterans in remote areas to find high-quality, certified service animals and the necessary follow-up training without incurring massive travel costs. The seventh benefit addresses a painful but necessary part of the veteran life cycle: honoring those who have passed. We are seeing a substantial increase in the burial and memorial allowances and streamlining of headstone or marker applications. The existing VA burial allowances often fall short of covering the actual costs associated with funeral services and internment, leaving surviving families with unexpected financial strain during an already devastating time. Effective 2025, the allowance for non-service-connected deaths is increasing by 40%, and the allowance for service-connected deaths is increasing by 25%. This significant financial injection is designed to ease the burden on surviving spouses and children, reflecting the true cost of dignified final arrangements in today's economy. But the administrative change is equally important. The process for applying for a government-furnished headstone or marker has been notoriously slow, often taking 6 months to a year, leaving grave sites unmarked for extended periods. The VA is implementing a new, fully digitized application system that integrates directly with certified funeral homes and cemeteries. This system allows funeral directors to submit all necessary documentation instantly upon death verification, cutting the processing time down to an estimated 60 days or less. This uses modern technology to restore dignity and timeliness to the memorial process, ensuring that veterans' final resting places are marked promptly and accurately. Furthermore, the benefit now includes a new option for a niche wall plaque in national cemeteries for veterans whose remains are cremated and scattered, offering a permanent, physical place for family members to visit and remember, even without a traditional grave marker. This expansion recognizes the growing preference for cremation and ensures that all veterans, regardless of their final arrangements, receive a permanent, respectful memorial. Let's shift focus now to economic opportunity with the eighth major benefit: the digital skill training vouchers for high-demand career fields. The transition from military service to the civilian workforce is often challenging, especially when military occupational specialties, MOS, don't translate directly into high-paying civilian jobs. Many veterans need cutting-edge skills in areas like cybersecurity, cloud computing, AI, or advanced data analytics. The existing educational benefits, while excellent, often require a full commitment to a degree program, which isn't feasible for every veteran, especially those with existing families or disability limitations. The 2025 initiative provides $7,500 in non-GI Bill, non-taxable vouchers specifically for short-term intensive digital skill training certifications and boot camps. This money is designed to be used for industry-recognized certifications from major tech companies like AWS, Google, or Microsoft, or accredited private boot camps that can lead to immediate employment. The key is speed and relevance. A veteran can use this voucher to get certified in a high-paying field in 6 to 12 weeks, rather than 4 years. The VA has established a pre-approved list of over 100 qualifying programs that demonstrate a high rate of job placement and salary growth. This benefit is available to all veterans who have been separated for at least 1 year and are not currently utilizing full-time GI Bill benefits. This is a direct investment in the veteran's economic future, recognizing that the job market moves faster than traditional education models. It's about providing targeted, high-value training that closes the skills gap and allows veterans to step into the most lucrative sectors of the modern economy. The VA is also pairing this voucher program with mandatory career counseling sessions to ensure veterans choose a path that aligns with their interests and local job market demands, maximizing the return on investment for both the veteran and the VA. This counseling includes resume building specific to tech jobs and interview preparation with industry mentors, ensuring the veteran is job-ready the moment they earn their certification. Our 9th benefit addresses a major barrier to healthcare access for veteran parents: on-site and stipend-based childcare assistance for VA appointments. If you have young children, you know the logistical nightmare of finding reliable childcare just to attend a doctor's appointment, especially if that appointment is far away or requires a specialized clinic visit. This often leads veteran parents to postpone or skip necessary medical and mental health appointments. The 2025 initiative tackles this in 2 ways. First, the VA is allocating funds for the creation of dedicated, licensed childcare facilities at the 50 largest VA medical centers across the country, offering free, short-term childcare during the veteran's appointment time. These facilities will be staffed by certified childcare professionals and will operate during standard clinic hours. Second, for veterans living in rural areas or utilizing community care where on-site childcare is not feasible, the VA will issue a $50 per appointment stipend to cover the cost of private childcare. This stipend is automatically issued upon verification of the appointment and the veteran's need for the service. This removes a significant logistical hurdle, particularly for single veteran parents or those whose spouses work non-flexible hours. The VA recognizes that if a veteran cannot physically get to the appointment, no amount of benefit expansion matters. This practical, tangible support ensures that veterans can prioritize their health without sacrificing the safety or well-being of their children. The stipend program is designed to be quick and easy to use, requiring minimal paperwork, often integrated directly into the scheduling system when the veteran confirms their appointment. This is a common-sense solution that directly improves healthcare utilization rates among the younger veteran demographic. The 10th benefit is a long-awaited victory for veterans who have suffered silently for years: the PAMBUT addition of specific new presumptive conditions focusing heavily on Gulf War and burn pit exposure. The process of adding presumptive conditions is slow, scientifically rigorous, and often politically charged, but in 2025, the VA is making a major expansion under the PACT Act framework. This expansion includes adding specific types of chronic rhinitis and chronic sinusitis, previously difficult to connect, as presumptive for Gulf War veterans who served in the Southwest Asia Theater of Operations. More significantly, the VA is adding several specific autoimmune disorders and rare respiratory cancers to the list of presumptive conditions linked directly to burn pit exposure, regardless of the veteran's current geographic location. This means veterans diagnosed with these specific debilitating conditions will no longer have to spend years fighting the VA with individual medical nexus letters. Once the diagnosis is confirmed and the service location verified, the connection is presumed, drastically simplifying and speeding up the disability claims process. This change is based on new epidemiological data and is expected to unlock disability compensation and healthcare access for tens of thousands of veterans who have been previously denied. The VA is also launching a dedicated outreach campaign to contact veterans who were previously denied claims for these newly presumptive conditions, offering an expedited review process to grant them the benefits they deserve without requiring a full reapplication. This is a monumental step toward recognizing the long-term, delayed health impacts of toxic exposure. Furthermore, the benefit includes a specific provision for presumptive coverage of early-onset hypertension for veterans exposed to Agent Orange, lowering the age threshold for presumption based on new studies showing earlier onset in this exposed population. The 11th benefit addresses one of the most common frustrations among service members planning their post-military careers: the inflexibility of educational benefits. We are seeing an extended post-9/11 GI Bill transferability window and enhanced use for vocational training. Currently, the window for active duty service members to transfer their GI Bill benefits to dependents is strict, often requiring them to commit to 4 more years of service at a specific point in their career. The 2025 change extends this transferability window by 2 years for all service members who complete their initial obligated service, allowing greater flexibility in career planning and family timing. This means service members have more time post-initial contract to decide whether they want to use the benefit themselves or transfer it, reducing the pressure to re-enlist solely to meet a transfer deadline. The second part of this benefit is the enhanced utilization for vocational and trade schools. The VA recognizes that not every veteran needs or wants a 4-year degree. The new policy significantly increases the monthly housing allowance, MHA, for veterans utilizing the GI Bill for certified vocational and trade programs, e.g., welding, plumbing, aircraft mechanics. This MHA bump is designed to be equivalent to the MHA received by a student attending a major university in the same zip code, removing the financial disincentive that previously steered veterans away from high-demand, high-paying trades. This encourages veterans to pursue career paths that offer immediate high-wage employment and addresses the national shortage of skilled tradespeople. The VA is also streamlining the approval process for new trade schools to accept GI Bill benefits, expanding the options available to veterans across the country, ensuring that rural veterans have access to quality vocational training close to home. Let's move to the 12th benefit, which provides significant financial relief for veteran homeowners. The PUM Federal Matching Program for State Property. Tax exemption expansion. Many states offer property tax exemptions for disabled veterans, usually for those rated 100% P&T, but the level of exemption varies wildly. Some states offer a full exemption, while others offer a minimal reduction. In 2025, the VA is launching a federal matching grant program that incentivizes states to expand their property tax relief. For any state that provides a full 100% property tax exemption for veterans rated 70% or higher service-connected, the federal government will provide a matching grant to the state to offset the loss of local tax revenue. This is designed to pressure states into lowering the disability threshold for significant tax relief. The goal is simple: ensure that veterans with severe but not catastrophic disabilities, e.g., 70% rating for multiple conditions, receive substantial relief on their primary residence property taxes. This is a huge economic win, potentially saving veterans thousands of dollars annually, which translates directly into increased financial stability and security, especially for those on fixed incomes. Furthermore, for veterans who live in states that already offer 100% exemption at lower ratings, the federal grant will be used to fund local services specifically for veterans in those states, such as transportation services or homeless outreach programs, ensuring that the federal investment still benefits the veteran community broadly. This policy leverages federal dollars to standardize and improve a vital state-level benefit, correcting the current patchwork system where a veteran's tax relief is dependent purely on their zip code. The 13th benefit focuses on simplifying a complex and often frustrating process for our most vulnerable senior veterans. Aid and Attendance, ANA, Simplification and Automated Annual Review. The A&A benefit provides crucial financial assistance for veterans and surviving spouses who require the aid of another person for daily living activities. But the application and annual renewal process is notoriously complex, requiring extensive medical and financial documentation. In 2025, the VA is implementing a massive technological overhaul. For veterans already receiving A&A, the annual review process will transition to an automated system that links directly with Medicare and Social Security data with explicit veteran consent. This allows the VA to automatically verify continued medical need and income thresholds, eliminating the need for veterans or their caregivers to submit stacks of paperwork every year. This reduces the administrative burden on the frailest veterans and ensures continuity of payment. For new applicants, the initial application will be streamlined into a digital-first platform, guided by an AI assistant that flags common errors and missing documents, ensuring a clean application is submitted the first time, drastically reducing processing delays. The VA estimates this automation will cut the average processing time for A&A applications and renewals by 50%, providing necessary financial support much faster to those who need it most for essential home care or assisted living. This modernization effort is critical for supporting the rapidly aging population of Vietnam and Korean War veterans. The 14th benefit addresses immediate financial crises that can derail a veteran's life. The Emergency Financial Aid Pool for immediate short-term crisis relief. Veterans often face sudden, unexpected financial emergencies, a car breakdown that prevents them from getting to work, an unexpected medical bill, or a sudden gap in housing funding. While various nonprofits offer assistance, the process can be slow and fragmented. In 2025, the VA is establishing a dedicated, federally funded pool of money accessible through local VA social workers and accredited veteran service organizations, VSOS. This pool is designed to provide immediate, short-term, interest-free grants, up to $20,500, to veterans facing verifiable, acute financial crisis. The key word is immediate. The application process is designed for approval and disbursement within 48 hours. This is not a loan, it is a grant designed to stabilize a veteran during a temporary crisis, preventing a small problem from escalating into homelessness or job loss. Eligibility requires a consultation with a VA social worker who helps the veteran identify the root cause of the crisis and connects them with long-term resources, ensuring this is a one-time stabilization measure, not a recurring dependency. This safety net is crucial for maintaining housing stability and employment, recognizing that economic security is foundational to mental and physical health. The VA is allocating $100 million annually to this pool, demonstrating a serious commitment to immediate crisis intervention, filling a gap that previously relied heavily on overstretched nonprofit organizations. Finally, the 15th benefit focuses on preventative wellness, shifting the VA's focus from treating sickness to promoting health. The PWANDA, Wellness and Preventative Care, Vouchers for Health and Fitness. For too long, the VA has focused almost exclusively on treating service-connected injuries and illnesses. The 2025 initiative recognizes that preventative measures, such as regular exercise and good nutrition, are essential components of long-term health. Every veteran enrolled in VA healthcare will receive an annual $600 voucher specifically designated for wellness activities. This can be used for gym memberships, fitness classes like yoga or adaptive sports programs, nutritional counseling with a certified dietitian, or subscriptions to health tracking and meditation apps. This voucher is not tied to a disability rating. It is a universal benefit for all enrolled veterans, promoting a culture of proactive health management. The goal is to reduce the incidence of preventable diseases like type 2 diabetes and cardiovascular disease, which are often exacerbated by military service and sedentary post-service lifestyles. The VA has established partnerships with national gym chains and local fitness centers to ensure easy redemption of the voucher. Furthermore, the benefit includes a specific allocation for adaptive sports equipment and specialized training for severely disabled veterans, ensuring that the benefit is accessible and meaningful regardless of physical limitation. This is a powerful statement. The VA is investing in your future health, not just repairing past damage. This $600 annual infusion is an incentive to get active, stay healthy, and ultimately reduce the long-term cost of chronic disease management. The VA views this as a strategic investment, expecting a significant return in improved patient outcomes and reduced complex healthcare utilization down the line. So there you have it. 15 transformative benefits that are set to redefine what it means to be a veteran receiving care and support in the United States, starting in 2025. We've covered everything from immediate mental health access, shattering wait times, and offering 24/7 clinical support, to the massive relief of universal basic dental coverage for all enrolled vets, removing a huge financial burden for millions. We detailed the financial boost for spousal caregivers, recognizing the true value of their sacrifice, and the smart financial moves available through the refinancing fee waiver for energy efficiency, saving you money twice over. We talked about getting you faster specialized care through direct authorization and supporting your service dog with essential maintenance grants. We also addressed the somber necessity of increasing burial allowances and modernizing the memorial process. Economically, you now have access to $7,500 for cutting-edge digital skill training, opening doors to high-paying tech careers, and practical essential help with childcare assistance for appointments. Health-wise, the addition of new presumptive conditions for Gulf War and burn pit exposure is a long overdue victory, finally granting justice and compensation to tens of thousands of suffering veterans. We also looked at the extended flexibility of the GI Bill for trade schools, the immense property tax relief potential through federal matching, and the administrative relief of automated A&A reviews. And finally, the critical safety nets, the emergency financial aid pool for immediate crisis intervention, and the $600 annual wellness voucher, investing directly in your preventative health. The key takeaway from all these changes is that the VA system is fundamentally shifting its philosophy. It's moving from a slow, centralized bureaucracy to a responsive, decentralized system that trusts local clinicians, invests in preventative care, and uses technology to cut through red tape. These benefits are not automatic in the sense that they will simply appear in your bank account. You must be enrolled, and you must know they exist to grab them. Your job now is to take this information, verify your enrollment status, and prepare to utilize these resources the moment they roll out in 2025. Don't wait for the VA to tell you. Be proactive. Check the eligibility requirements for the new dental care now. If you are a caregiver, start tracking your daily duties to qualify for the expanded Tier 3 stipend. If you are a veteran homeowner, start researching those energy-efficient upgrades. These benefits were earned through your service, and now is the time to claim every single one of them. Do not let another year pass where you leave money or vital care on the table. The time to prepare is right now, ensuring you're ready to hit the ground running on January 1st, 2025, and maximize the support you and your family deserve.